Hello, everyone, and welcome back for game two of this exciting top eight or winners quarterfinals match between Kipp and Sloaters. Kipp managed to get game one in a pretty crazy seed, and so now we'll see how game two goes. I am Zeb316, I'm your commentator, and I am joined by D-Web. How are you doing, D-Web?
Woo, I'm a little bit rested. Threw down an ice cream sandwich in between. This was a series that promised to deliver some crazy action, and the craziness that we just saw was probably good enough for like 3 races, and it was only one. So hopefully the runners are in a good state of mind and able to perform at a high level still, because obviously if you're Kipp, you probably want to end this one out. And if you're Sloaters, you want to bring this to a third game.
Yeah, for sure. Both runners want to win. So, yeah, and they're off. I didn't get much of a chance to watch too much of the last race, but I did get to see the end, and it looked pretty insane.
Yeah, so the biggest thing was that Sloaters did early X-ray on 1-1, got a reserve tank, and then didn't have the health and died 8 minutes and 40 seconds in. So honestly, that might have helped. It kind of just depends on how you look at it, because there came a point in the seed where she definitely did things that you probably wouldn't have done in a situation where you didn't die. And it kind of put her on a better path. So who knows how much of an effect that truly had on the race and the end result of it. But
yeah, it is hard to say when like someone dies that far in. It does tend to affect how you play. So
yeah, this time we'll see if the randomizer gods, have found some mercy, or if they've said not enough punishment. We're gonna give you even more wild and wacky.
You have a vanilla morph ball, so see what's in the ceiling. Could be anything other than a suit.
Yeah.
And
Also,
it's
one of the interesting quirks about these, Kipp is the only person I see who always does this second, even with morph. A lot of people do what Sloaters did.
So
and go to
Nevdi
that
does
first.
it too.
Oh,
I think that well, I think that Nevdi might start going down now. I don't remember. But it's like just consistent, so you're doing the same thing every time. Yeah, I think that there are some reasons to go down first. They're very niche. But I think that both are basically equivalent. Like, there's no real benefit to doing one over the other.
Yeah, it never looked to me like time was an issue here. Obviously, the biggest time difference between our runners right now is Moonfall down the climb, which Slaughter's a known non-Moonfaller, so that's basically all the difference.
Another difference is Kipp didn't elect to farm any energy. 84 should be enough, but if this is a heated room, then all of a sudden Kipp can't take a hit from these side hoppers.
Yeah, I feel like usually in these situations, like, well, actually, I don't know. It might be in a situation where like reserve was first or something like that. Sometimes I would see, some health in the reserves for Kipp, but it's a Meridian map here.
So yeah, so that one's a good one to know. That one can be pretty useful if you find a redfish portal, and it gives you safety, because then if you like fall down, worst case scenario, if the main street portal isn't good, you can at least like get back here and not soft lock. So
yeah, and a couple people in chat are very heads up about the fact that the crabs in that room are very, very likely to drop a power bomb, and most of the time when you do this, area transition to coming back up,
interesting.
You end up with the exactly one power bomb, and then you use it here to get this ammo check. And then you have to refill the ship. Sloaters with all 3 miners says, I don't really need that, and I'd rather use my power bomb.
I don't like skipping that. Yeah, I like checking that. Also, I don't really like farming the crabs there. It's really slow after the first one, and normally with 1 extra power bomb, you're not really doing much with it. If you can get like 2 extra power bombs, then it's fine, but like, you need to farm 2 crabs at least then, and they're only like 60% to drop power bombs. So you're more likely not to get 2 power bomb drops than to get them. So I like just leaving. And we have high jump boots. I hear that was a pretty important item last seed.
Yeah. Basically, Kipp had like the worst possible portal at front of Lower Norfair, and like high jump. Both high jump and ice were vanilla, so he was like he went there first without him, and that caused a lot of backtracking. But yeah, high jump very early. It makes Alcatraz weird, as you can see. Sloaters took a few
And
tries.
wow, I'm not sure about this. So this is the reason the Sloaters didn't check Mold Mother Brain. I think.
Yeah.
But now you're on 0 power bombs. That looks like really awkward for a lot of different situations.
Kipp also immediately turned high jump off to do Alcatraz normally.
I'm not sure I would do that. I think that if you're doing Gauntlet here, there's like, I definitely would turn high jump off for both Alcatraz and Gauntlet.
But he's not doing Gauntlet on 5 more than likely.
Yeah. So I think it's fine though. Like, do whatever's consistent for you. So
I would have turned him back on before saving in case you're resetting to the save.
Yeah. I agree. That way you only need to pause once instead of pausing twice.
So we had G4 door to front of Wreck Ship. The other door is front of East Meridian.
Oh, so Sloaters will need to farm these Kagos and get a power bomb. Yeah, I don't imagine that we'll see Sloaters check Wreck Ship here. I mean, these Kagos are reasonably likely to give you power bombs, but doesn't get one.
Yeah, so this is
oh, gonna check this miner. If this is a power bomb, then that's good for Sloaters.
Yeah, this is one of those reasons that both the ship refill and the save had a lot of value here, because like probably like say this is a power bomb, it's not unfortunately, but say like Sloaters gets a power bomb and then comes back to check this, you have to save at Wreck Ship. Kipp can just like go in, tempt the boss and say reset to the ship if it's bad.
I would kind of think about not farming power bombs here still as Sloaters, funnily enough. Going into ship and going straight out the back. And then you can farm the crabs at the back. No, you already... No, that wasn't... Yeah. And then you can check that portal. Instead of having to like try to keep farming these power bombs. I would think about it. I'm not sure I would do it.
There's a drop. So. There's another drop.
Yeah, the Kagos aren't 3 drops. Wow. The Kagos are pretty good at dropping power bombs, but like they can be stingy sometimes.
Oh, she's doing that literally just to get through Terminator.
Yep.
Another drop.
So I don't mind skipping Wreck Ship here, especially because it's right next to the front of East Meridian. It's only really bad for her, I think, if there's actually something behind the boss. So even if this is killable boss, like let's say it's Kraid, but there's nothing really important behind Kraid, I think this is totally fine for Sloaters because she's going to have to come back anyway later. And it's Dragon, so yeah. Because of like that front of East Meridia.
Yeah. Honestly, Dragon knowledge, obviously really knowledge is really, really big. Dragon knowledge can be pretty big, especially. So like also something that happened last race was like they had a choice, like Lower Norfair and Wreck Ship were really close to each other, and like you had a choice to go into either of them. And like obviously going into Lower Norfair if you can't kill Dragon yet really, really sucks. So they did Wreck Ship first, and then same as this seed, Wreck Ship had Dragon. So yeah, not killing that boss right now.
And this is getting kind of awkward. I think that this portal has to be good. Like, I think that this is the only thing left in Logic.
Has Kipp turned high jump on yet? Because if not, he's a genius.
What is Kipp doing?
Farming? Thinking.
I think that Kipp might have forgotten that he already knows the portal at the bottom. Nice CWJ from Sloaters there.
Yeah, so
because I think that it would make sense to go down to that portal instead of trying to CWJ.
Oh my goodness, what the heck? You gotta go through Wreck Ship.
Oh, yep, that's right. Wow, so this is actually kind of good for Kipp. Kipp already having that knowledge won't have to check the boss again.
So yeah, as we both ridiculed Kipp for not turning
on.
Oh wait, he reset to the save. That's why. So not turning the jump on before the save was actually really good. But yeah, go ahead.
It's actually not necessarily the back of Wreck Ship. So there could be another power bomb somewhere, leading to Gauntlet, having Spring Ball leading to Mama Turtle.
Oh yeah, that is possible. And there are several minor locations outstanding that you just in this item split you just never see. You know, like 230
like
when you have
Billy
all three,
Mays.
Billy Mays, yeah, stuff like that. I guess it's those three exactly, but also I don't even know if Kipp looked at Spooky. I don't think he did, but that's also a minor.
It could also be Crapple at Gauntlet to put the top portal in Logic.
Yeah, so pre-Aqueduct, it like just getting out with high jump is in Logic. It makes sense to me. I just wasn't sure. A lot of stuff. It's high jump and spring rise. But yeah, I mean, yeah, obviously, you saw last race like just crouch jump and you're up. It's fine. So yeah, we are.
Oh man, this is bad for Sloaters not saving, because this is the answer. Like you don't want to reset back to the ship. Oh, but there's a power bomb.
Yeah, Spooky was a power bomb. I was pretty right, Kipp. And this is another one.
And that's another power bomb too. I bet Kipp thinks that the answer is Gauntlet based on that reaction that he had. And it could be. Okay, good. Sloaters is saving. So Sloaters will have the 10 power bombs too. Yeah, this is a pretty gross seed because you have to like decide between. Well, for Kipp, it's actually kind of good because I think the Gauntlet here is just like good in general. Then you're kind of like spit out where you want to be. So Kipp kind of gets to cover his bases by doing this first. Where Sloaters doesn't. Like if this is bad for Sloaters, this is really bad. Because then Sloaters needs to come all the way back to do Gauntlet.
Also, high jump's still off, and it's still good for Kipp. Never question him again. The Sloaters has some thoughts about that Dragon there. So yeah, we're gonna see.
I really think the Sloaters should just go out the back of Wreck Ship here instead of like coming back to Gauntlet.
Oh yeah, it's so much more likely that's the answer.
But it's Spring Ball. So this puts Mama Turtle in Logic.
It wasn't 9 minutes ago that I said the randomizer gods could have mercy on us from the craziness that they just ensued.
Well, we'll see what's here for Sloaters.
Today, Vario chose Chaos. I peeked a little bit at some of the other races. Eddie and Chad, his second seed was like very, very jet. They took all of the good stuff. This is like oh my goodness. It's just, I ran out of words, you know, an hour into the last.
Double Supers is really good too. Like that's the best thing you could have found there. Oh no, Sloaters! Be careful. Turn on high jump, yeah.
Yeah. So, also the reserves are full, by the way, because she ship saved. So, it was never gonna die, but you still don't want to take the damage.
Yeah,
obviously.
You're gonna get double hit, so you're gonna go down to 20 if you.
Yeah.
For your reserves. Here, I'd probably farm the Kegel.
I agree, farm the Kegel.
Wow, and I actually think it's kind of insane. I didn't even. Oh god, it's such a hard decision for Kipp, I think, here.
I'm checking Mama Turtle 10 times out of 10.
Yeah, I think I would check Mama Turtle here, but like, I actually do think that this is reasonable. I think this is like a totally fine play. You're like already over here, so going back to Mama Turtle is a little slower than otherwise would be.
Oh yeah, over here is the East Meridian. Of course, it's this. Yeah, it's like, oh my goodness, because like, and I think I even said this yesterday. Like, this isn't a like purposeful breadcrumb kind of like.
Oh my god! This is.
Couldn't get the words out of my mouth. What the heck?
This seed is insane. Like when I said it could be a Gauntlet for Spring Ball, I really didn't think it was going to actually happen. Like, I was trying to like come up with some interesting, unique situation, and it just happened. But I think that this is interesting. So because Kipp went this way instead,
he's still ahead. Yeah, he's still ahead because Sloaters has to get the spring
Sloaters
ball.
has to do Gauntlet, but yeah, I think the Gauntlet's gonna be a little slow. I don't know. Like, I wonder if Sloaters does the back of Gauntlet too.
It would be really tempting to
really
not,
hope
honestly.
that she does, because like
It'll be
double
really
super
tempting
is
to not. Yeah.
double super is so good.
Yeah, so I was just saying that, like, speedrun progression, like, this is not like the site did not like generate this in this exact way on purpose. This randomly happened. That's the insane part about this. Like, if this was like most tournaments, we'd be like, haha, they got a funny slow and the seed's like having some fun with them. No, this is just like a thing that happened to us.
Yeah, Sloaters, I think you need one more power bomb. Okay, yeah, good.
Opening that first. Okay, I am very interested, and invested in Kipp's reaction to this Turian. Yeah, he's confused.
Does he not know?
He's confused as heck. He's like, what on earth?
I mean, you have to reset it. Did he took
he took a wreck shift save after getting spring ball.
Okay.
So he has spring ball still. Yeah, you can see that there. So yeah, either grapple beam or gravity or het mama turtle. Those are the options.
You know what else?
Actually, ice beam. Oh my goodness. Why is that possible? This is the silliest, like...
If it's ice beam... Okay, Sloaters is doing the back, that's good.
This is so,
my...
like...
Ooh, that was close. Ooh, you didn't want to use your hold there, Sloaters.
The amount of silliness that is happening.
And yeah, this is really close now. Like, Kipp's a bit ahead. I'd say Kipp's ahead by 30 seconds?
Something like that, yeah, with the fanfares included.
Oh no, Kipp doesn't know. Kipp's going to East Meridian to check left sandpit. Or to go up all the way around.
I was about to say, you can't crystal flash clip to Botswoon.
Nope, it's not. That's not the reason the Kipp is going this way.
But yeah. Oh goodness. I mean, it's weird for sure. But like, I don't know. So, I mean, you can see Kipp tracking him. Like, I know for a fact, like Kipp track. Like, he knows where this map goes. He very much knows that Mama Turtle's in logic for sure.
I'm not. I think if you know that, then you do Mama Turtle here. I think that this is like really complicated. It's hard to like know everything that's like, and to like realize it, because like this is so early in the seed. Sometimes you just don't think about like, oh, Mama Turtle has to be the answer here, kind of. So Spring Ball actually does make getting the left sandpit item easier, but this can't be gravity.
It's also definitely not the logical answer that the
yeah, it's not the logical answer. The logical answer is at Mama Turtle.
I hope. No, that's not, I was gonna say something that's silly, because new dash is the same as our various settings. It doesn't have this in logic without gravity. Because I was gonna say he's been doing a lot of dash dev work. It's an E-tank. Yeah, I think you're right.
I think that he's going. Through. Yeah, he's going to the portal. But if you're going to the portal, you actually want to go down right sandpit. Because there's a sandfall that, yeah, it's really hard to get. Yeah,
oh, is that death?
Yep, he's dead.
Also, while we were talking about Kipp, a very nice spring ball mode by Sloaters. And then for the umpteenth time in the seats, someone's turned high jump from on to off or off to on. This has been the weirdest, funniest seed from here. So yeah, so like we said, this is one of Ice Beam, which puts Botswoon E-tank in logic, Grapple Beam, which puts the door above Sloaters in logic in the dumbest way, or it's Gravity, which gives you like everything that you would want in life at the current moment. But
Sloaters outrunning that beam. That beam would kill you. So
Also, there was some question. I want to say
The
I was
floaters
watching a
have
little bit
spring
of
lock.
Beefy's seed.
Okay.
I was watching part of the Beefy race earlier, and
It's grapple.
Sloaters has
This is
a
the
big
best
laugh
seed
about that.
I've ever seen. By the
Yeah,
way,
someone was wondering if this spring ball jump to this item was in logic,
So,
and clearly this seed is telling us the answer is yes.
so
It has
without
to be.
high jump, but this is high jump. It's
Oh,
different. I think the previous seed was without high jump, but it's still in logic without high jump when you have gravity. With high jump, it's always in logic though. Like,
yeah, well, I think what was going on in this? I think they had
this
gravity.
is really hard
no
to get out of.
jump.
By the way, you can't take a hit from one of these red pirates. They're really annoying.
That Sloaters flirts with death.
Yeah, like you need to wait for this pirate to like move far enough out of the way, like there, and then it won't turn around when you land on the platform. If it's too close, it'll turn around and start firing at you.
Yeah, so Sloaters is saying,
she's just she's playing it
jump.
safe. Yep, that's good. I actually like this. Like I wouldn't have thought of this, but that's like way safer.
Yeah. So
this is
Kipp is
okay.
found the path. Oh, didn't quite nail the spring ball jump like Sloaters did.
And Kipp isn't that far behind.
Yeah, he just would have been ahead had he come straight here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's really it's I don't know, what is that, like maybe a minute to get to where Sloaters is? Maybe less.
I think a little more actually. I think that Sloaters lost a little more time than that, or Kipp lost a little more time than that.
Yeah. Okay. So.
Like Suwas is slower than it seems, and especially because like the rooms that Sloaters just went through, like you need to play them so safe.
You really do.
To not die.
So yeah, we're ascending Mount Everest here with the grapple jump technique.
And I would just kill this fish. I don't want to take a hit from it.
Yeah. Oh,
nice. Yeah, that's good.
All right. So the rest of the seed lies beyond this door. We like so silly. It's red tower.
It's red tower.
Okay.
So now, don't Floaters.
Look, she just died last seed. She just died last seed. She doesn't want it. She doesn't care. You can see it on her face. She doesn't care. You know what? She'll get an intertank here, and then all the rest of these doors will also suck, and we'll be back. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
I don't understand. Oh my god, there's Varia. Okay.
See, X-ray is just an E-tank. You don't need it.
Yeah. Also, I don't understand why neither runner just did the spring ball jump off of Mama Turtle. You can just, like, do it off of Mama Turtle when she's at the top. And it's significantly easier than doing this wall jump, spring ball jump.
Yeah. Actually, that was another thing that I saw in that race. Or I saw it somewhere recently. Someone did that, and I was like, I literally didn't even know that it was, like, enough jump height. Just
yeah. You do need, you need high jump.
If Kipp would have gotten all the way around, he would have ended up here, funnily enough.
Yep, and he got in that area.
And not had grapple.
Yeah, what Kipp did there is what I probably would have done. And I actually kind of like this from Kipp. I think I like falling down here. And then just coming back around.
Yeah, I think the way Sloaters did it wasn't too bad. I don't know. Well, oh my goodness, that's really.
So I think that this is going to be a really big X-ray check from Kipp. Just like I really don't think Sloaters is getting back to that.
I'm looking at you in the eye through space and time. Kipp could skip it too, and I wouldn't be surprised at all.
I think skipping it is insane. You got grapple. Like, if you didn't have grapple, of course. Oh, no! One crab hit there is death. So that was pretty scary from Kipp. They do 120 damage, and they would double hit you through your reserve, so...
So yeah, we found, this was another... I've seen this another race recently where like both of the lower right side red tower portals were the like new bridge and green hills. So green bridge a little bit sectioned off here at the bottom of red tower. We'll see where the top section goes, but this is a nice place to be. Finally have an energy tank. It's not supposed to take that long to find one. Kipp, shoot! Oh my goodness!
It won't kill him, at least. It only does 80, but... What? You can just wall jump this when the water is low.
Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna get some stuff, and it's been a while since we've got a lot of stuff. As you can see, it's dang near 25 minutes in. And yeah. So yeah. Yep. Yeah. Kipp is not skipping. So, yeah, as long as he doesn't take spike hits, he'll be alright.
You can take one. You can even take two, actually. Because you got a reserve, but... I mean, with grapple... Yeah, should be fine. And... Okay. So that's good. So that's good either in one of two situations. Like, really good, I would say. The first is we find charge. Even then, it's not, like, insane, because Floater's ammo is actually really good already.
I would say okay, not really good, but yeah.
No, like, with this early in the seed, this is, like, really good ammo. So, ooh, that good hit. Like, because you've just got, like, so many places along the way that you're going to be checking to. So,
yeah, depending on how early it charges, I guess, is the caveat. Like, it charges here, you know?
Yeah. The other really important situation be if we find a back of War and Warfare without screw attack and with low E-tanks. Because that plasma saves a lot of energy in War and Warfare. Just being able to keep iframe through enemies can be really important.
Either saves you a bunch of energy or it saves you a bunch of time if you play it safe without the plasma. So yeah, we will see.
I think if you told me the plasma was at X-ray, I would go get it in that situation. But I don't think it's like... I think it's actually kind of close.
Yeah, especially with no other knowledge of what's going on in the seed, it's really hard. But yeah, we did not get anything at all. Did we really just get E-tanks down here in Green Run? That would have been something else, right?
Nope, just E-tanks, I think. Or, no, there was...
I mean...
E-tanks and reserves?
I was gonna say, yeah, because we already had Grapple and X-Ray, we already had Varia, Hydro, and Morph Ball, like...
So, I think there was 3 E-tanks, because there are 4 items, and we had 0. And then probably reserve, because I don't see any other items.
Yeah. So, we got a door here.
Ooh, that's a really good one.
Center.
So, one thing to note, Sloaters did skip the bottom green ring portal. This could be really big.
No. They were both of the other two were right next to each other.
Oh, okay. I thought I saw that someone in chat mentioned that she skipped it, so...
Yeah, so this is interesting because she gets basically a free roll to clean this last red.
And I think you have to check this portal here.
You can just kind of go back.
Ooh.
Unless you want to keep going. You know you can kill the boss.
So Kipp could do that. And I think I would do it as Kipp. Because of the plasma. And that's where that plasma comes in big. But as floaters...
really tempted by the 5 accessible items in a less dangerous Upper Warfare, personally.
Yeah,
but like, it's...
You're doing something you have to do by doing War Warfare there. Like, you don't necessarily have to clear Upper Warfare ever. You might be able to skip that if you just find the items in War Warfare. But no matter what, you're going to have to do that War Warfare. That's kind of like... And you're, like, already there. Like, you're already at the portal. You need to go, like, up an elevator to get back to Upper Warfare, and then you'll need to come back there at some point, so...
I think another thing that would influence my decision was if I had already found Kraid's lair.
Yep, that is the big danger of doing that. I think that is like important. Oh, I can't believe Slaughter skipped that.
She barely even gave herself the ability to skip it. Yeah, that was a.
I don't like skipping that E-Tank there.
Yeah, especially just seeing back Lord Orpher. I also think Kipp just skipped a minor that I feel like I never see him skip at Big Pink. Don't remember what it was, but
the Mission Impossible missile.
Yeah, the one next to it.
Yeah, that's kind of strange.
Oh,
like I feel like Kipp is one of the people who like really likes to get ammo as much as possible in seeds. And that's a relatively quick check, so that maybe I don't know, maybe you just forgot about it or something.
I mean, he's definitely not feeling good about taking a while to figure out the West Meridia stuff.
Or it's also
going
possible.
in the east.
I was thinking maybe it's possible that like your ammo is already good enough that you're like, well, I probably don't need it. Like I don't need to check slow stuff, but
it's not slow stuff.
Yeah, it's not. It's not. So, and Slaughters didn't quite kill the Silva there.
Wow. All right, Powerbomb, do work. There it goes.
Okay.
So yeah, we're in Upper Norfolk here. Slaughter's only giving us the new information. Pretty likely. Actually, hold on. I mean, literally everything we don't know is here, and there's no self connections because we have Croc Crate and the other side of Lower Norfair.
Yeah, look at this ammo. Jeez.
Oh, I guess no. I guess I mean, yeah, there could be a self connection in the other dead ends front of Lower Norfair, but unlikely. You were in this situation yesterday.
I would generally assume that there isn't a dead end. I would say that somewhere in the ballpark of 99%, 98 to 99% of the time, it won't self-connect in this situation.
Yeah, so we'll see. Yeah, Sloaters is deciding to portal hunt first. I think I like finding Kraid's lair, honestly.
Yeah, you can do all the bosses. If you couldn't, like, if you had a weird Dragon, I would like.
They already saw Dragon too.
Oh yeah, you're right. They did. So there's nothing to be afraid of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a moment a little bit ago when I was thinking about the fact that they didn't go back to kill Dragon, and then right now I remembered, hey, you know what's at the other side of Dragon? It's Turian. They're doing that boss last if they at all can.
Yeah, this actually routes pretty cleanly, I feel like. You basically do... It's awkward because you don't have Dragon dead. You actually want Dragon dead for this route, which is weird. But what you want to do is you want to do Kraid, then you want to do Lorne Warfare, then you want to do East Meridia back to front.
Yeah.
But the thing is, Dragon's not dead for that East Meridia. So that's like pretty annoying. Because like the front of East Meridia takes you right to wreck ship where Torian is. It's like right there. But
for how ridiculously silly nonsense whatever happened here. Yeah, we do, like, I agree with you. The end game route is like actually super clean, especially if you find gravity. But like, yeah, we're already at a point where ice or gravity is pretty much go mode. Honestly, depending on
also,
they're kind of already in go mode in some situations.
I kind of disagree with Kipp checking this. I don't generally actually mind checking these minors. I kind of like it. But I think in this situation, when your ammo's already been this good, you don't need to like check stuff that isn't like right along the way, kind of. That's the only reason I wouldn't really check this here. Because you're so likely to get ammo just by like doing all the stuff along the way when your ammo is already this good. And then normally you can kind of like decide to do the slightly worse checks like that later, but it's like a minor thing. So a minor thing, get it? Oh, there's gravity.
There's gravity.
So Slaughters is in go mode.
Minus ammo, yeah, or charge.
Yep.
Yeah, and again, yeah,
because we know the Dragon isn't vanilla. Yeah. It's awkward to route it like that, but because you have to go into wreck ship, and then yeah, I think that you go back to Modern Warfare now.
That doesn't look like where she's headed.
And then you just do it back to back. And then you go back into Criteria and do wreck ship, and then you go around to get to
You think you go into wreck ship instead of just crystal flash clipping?
Without bombs, yes.
Fair.
Crystal flash clip without bombs, even if you like are good at it, is something you really don't want to like rely on. It's just like very finicky.
It makes things awkward potentially with your we don't know what their ammo situation is going to be when they get to that point of the seed.
I think
both totally and current, but
yeah, you still have Ridley outstanding.
Yeah,
you want to avoid Bot Wound if possible too, to like keep the 10 supers for that. Plus the Crystal Flash is another 10 supers. So what I think I would, and like the ammo is good enough, I think you can go on left sandpit instead of right sandpit. Because I think you're going to get to enough ammo. So you're more. It's more important to find the Zeb skip here than it is to find ammo.
Yeah, and yeah, I mean, given the, what you're definitely checking Frank or Z, you're definitely checking Hoda Ruby, probably almost certainly checking Shame. You can maybe option jail or not. That one's honestly, like you said, I looked up and it's 40-50 ammo. Like that is really, really good. So
you need 2 more supers. That's it. Like you're not. I mean, you want 3 more. 3 more would be ideal. But
did Sloaters get this one? I feel like probably, but I really don't know.
Yes, Sloaters did get that one.
Okay, yeah.
So yeah, I don't think the Sloaters missing. Like, missing the plasma actually does hurt because this is still not a free LN.
It's not. And she skipped that E-Tank we had thoughts about. But she's a seasoned pro at this game in all sorts of ways,
this should be fine.
Yeah. She'll make do with what she's got.
So I think that the way that Kipp wins this is speed or ice needs to be here.
Yeah,
or at least charge. I think that speed or ice is way better though, because
ammo's really good, yeah.
The ammo's really good, and like it means that you can do East Meridia before wreck ship. Oh, and their speed! Oh man.
Last seed it was Sloaters with the speed that Kipp didn't get.
So I think this will really. The order that Kipp does this really matters.
Yeah, because now it's like you can speed through Botswoon hallways, so it's much less of a thing. Obviously, you're still ammo being the snake, but it's a much more appetizing option. I mean, if he gets, shoot, he can still get like charge and or ice here too. Like, I liked what Sloaters did, frankly.
Well, I don't even necessarily think Sloaters is behind yet.
Yeah,
it'll really depend on what Kipp does here. Like, it'll depend way more on what Kipp does than what Sloaters does. What Sloaters does is set in stone right now.
He also needs to not do Croc, but I don't think he's doing Croc. Because he's more than likely going to find Croc
first. Man. Do you do Croc here? Wow, that's...
Because which one? Kraid's? Oh, I didn't mark Kraid. Which one was Kraid? Kraid's lair was, Chronic boost. So if Croc's vanilla, he probably gets out scot-free because he's going to single chamber first, and then more than likely Chronic next.
Did Kipp check? Yeah, Kipp did check the portal. Okay, so Kipp knows the back of Ornorfer already.
Yeah.
That's a really good super for Sloaters.
Yeah. So vanilla Croc is really good for Kipp here because that means he probably finds it last. Given, I feel like honestly it maybe not matter anyway because like given that Kraid's lair is here, like I'm not doing Croc before Kraid even if I'm thinking.
Yeah, I think that you shouldn't.
But we'll
now, if it's front of Lorne Warfare here, I don't think that he goes in, right? Like,
again, his map knowledge is such that he knows that, and especially if he finds the Frontal Lord over, he knows Kraid's Lair is here. That is like a thing that you know because of how condensed the early part of the map was. So again, we'll have to see. And again, this item, what's this? Just another E. So just it was speed and double E here. We got Ridley. Vanilla.
So if Sloaters finds ice, obviously this is over. Sloaters win. If Sloaters finds charge, I think that's actually really big for her, because then she doesn't need to refill after the Zebs.
Yeah.
If she finds neither, this is really close, I think. Because Sloaters is pretty far ahead.
Sloaters is pretty far ahead, yeah, but yeah, especially depending on, okay, don't make this any different than, yeah, good job. Thank you. I didn't even need to get my words out. Okay.
Oh, and he's doing it! Yeah, I think this is going to be enough for Sloaters. Like, I think that maybe if there's ice here at the first item and Kipp leaves after the first item, that might be enough for Sloaters, or like for him. But
yeah, we don't know if it matters. Like, you know, we don't know if it was close enough that Kipp could have caught up anyway with just speed. But yeah, that's tough. And again, like, it's really easy for us sitting here to be like, you know.
I mean, I actually think that. Oh my god, it is ice! So this really incentivizes Kipp to just leave after the first item, because now this is go mode.
Well, if he was gonna just leave, he could have swung back and eaten the lag. He didn't want the lag though, but yeah.
No.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if you're just gonna leave, eat the lag. Like, you don't like waiting's worse.
Is it worse? I'm not sure, because like the screen doesn't scroll anyway. So like you need to wait for the
screen doesn't scroll. Good point. That was what I was missing. Okay. Carry on ignoring my nonsense.
But yeah, that does mean that Sloaters is not going to find speed or ice. And Sloaters will be checking everything from here. Like all the boss locations.
Yeah, people are saying charge or grapple, like it will be good because Sloaters won't find it for Kipp, but like I don't know how much of a difference it makes for him exactly.
Yeah, at this point, Kipp is 1 super away from being able to beat the game, and 2 supers away from Comfy being able to beat the game.
I mean, yeah, we already know like there's a super at Peeves of Shame, just an E-tank.
Yeah, this will be really interesting. So, Sloaters is going to take like a minute time loss on the Zebs.
And on Reverse Cathedral here in a second. Or no, we're not in Upper Norfolk, never mind. That already happened. It's also definitely not a minute.
So, Sloaters is also going to have to do East Meridian in a worse order. That's not that big of a deal. Oh, I don't like checking this, Sloaters. You've got like a bunch of stuff on the way still. It is a super though. That's enough.
So yeah,
you need to kill these.
We have a situation where so Kipp is now about to find Kraid's Lair.
Oh no, Sloaters, don't. Oh, this is taking so much time. You can't like try to get enough ammo to kill all the Zebs and go. Like without refilling. That's just too much. Like it's like an extra 20 supers. That's like it's just better to like go and then like plan on missiling the Zebs and refilling. What is
I mean, it could be
Is Sloaters thinking about Super CF clip? I really hope not. I
was thinking maybe the powerbomb pickup is a little weird. But I was thinking that so I don't know the number, you probably know this number of a one-trip missile Zebs because she was only at 45, which I think is probably enough, barely if you are like really, really good. But 50 is definitely better for one-tripping the missiles, right? You definitely don't want to be refilling twice. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I guess. Like, I just... So it takes 44 missiles to kill the Zebs. You can actually shoot the doors, because then you have like the same ammo as you would without refilling normally.
Yeah.
And just missile the Zebs. I wonder if this grapple is better than just like deciding to go down to Main Street.
Probably. I'm gonna say like almost certainly yes.
Yeah. If you get it right, yeah, it's got to be better. But falling, I'm not actually sure. Falling down's one extra door transition, but you get to like fall through all the rooms.
I just picked up so much energy.
And then it's not even one more door transition because you get to skip the door transition at Moat. I think falling down would have been better. Oh god. Yep, I think that Slaughters is planning on seeing the CF clipping.
Would you refill your health if you were to seal the CF clipping?
You're refilling your ammo. You're on 6 missiles.
Ammo was. Yeah. Oh, she was at 6. Yeah, okay, that makes a difference for sure. I mean, yeah, we'll see. I mean, yeah. It does feel like kind of no matter what, Kipp is really far away. It's about to find gravity.
Yep. I really think this might be enough for Kipp, though. I really think it might be. It's really so much time. Away. It's so much time. Like, I'm not saying it's for sure enough, but man, this is like, yes, Waters. Okay, yeah, this hurts. I really don't like this. Like, unless you're like positive, I'm going to get the CF clip instantly. This is.
Also, like, I think, do they have 1 or 2 reserves? I think she has 2 reserves, so, like, those are also full. That makes a difference.
Like, it's not that much
double Metroid damage. Maybe even triple.
To go just into wreck ship to kill Dragon. Like, it's not that far into wreck ship. You're like, taking a... It's, like, kind of bad. But it's not that bad.
Kipp is going here for
Sloaters. Don't die, please.
For the extra minor. It's a missile, but... Yeah, at 40-60 you take either of them. But he really didn't need to. I don't know if this was any worse than like Speedway, but who knows? Oh,
get that power bomb, Slaughters. Yeah, nice. Okay. Okay, let's go, Slaughters.
Alright, number 1. Easy.
You got it! Wow, that's insane. That is a insane trick. That is, even if you're good at that trick, getting that on the second try. So I think this does work out better for Slaughters now than having done Dragon.
I mean, I said it forever ago, and then you convinced me otherwise. So yeah.
It is better. It's better to do this. The reason I didn't like it is I think it's just too hard of a trick to like plan on getting within like the power bombs you have, and I think it's probably better to just play it safe, and take the route that you know is going to finish. But as Floaters, like that could be the difference. Like the difference in time between this compared to like having to go all the way around.
Yeah, because you're fronting it because of the.
And yeah, I think that this is enough now for Slaughters. I think that Slaughters is far enough ahead. Because I was thinking that
Apple gaming right now too.
Yeah, I was thinking that Kipp was going to be saving time by doing this first too.
Okay.
So you get the time back there as well as the speed on escape. You get to baby skip like more easily, and you get like faster Metroid rooms, and you don't have to refill. So there were like a lot of things going Kipp's way with this. But this one takes.
If he didn't do that, Croc would be so close. Even if he just left after ice, he'd be so close.
Yeah, I mean, if he left after ice, I think that's better than not doing the Croc. So, or maybe not better, but it's close.
So yeah, Fantune here. But I mean, we already knew that. But Slaughters will potentially have the ability to check some stuff for a Zeb skip. We know she's not going to find. Charging's still better, right? Well, no, it's literally on.
A Zeb skip would be better. but
it's not there. Did she not pick up the Spazer?
No, she didn't.
Firefleet?
Which I think makes sense. She did not. She did not.
Oh.
I think it makes sense not to pick that up. You're not like really using it. I guess if you're thinking about baby skip, that's the one place where it would actually make a difference. Yeah. But you're not like using it to farm anything. Like.
Alrighty. So, Phantoon just died on one end with these.
Yeah, I think that this is definitely enough for Sloaters. I think that Kipp is going to make up a little over 2 minutes with his items from here, and I don't think that that's enough.
I mean, yeah, he's like probably 5.5 minutes away from Sloaters at least right now. That was really rough, and it's probably way off. But 50 leaving, really. We're going to see how long it takes when they get past Phantoon. So, yeah, I mean, it's back Lower Norfair.
I wouldn't say quite that much, but, like, yeah. I really don't like Sloaters just checking. Like, just go. Like, you're going to have to do the ammo the Zebs, but you just can't, like, be wasting this time.
Yeah, we will see how close this time stuff gets. It was a vanilla aqueduct. I mean, clearly you have numbers that I very much don't have in my head nor mapped out in any way for how much ammo you need to not refill.
Yeah, she is getting kind of close.
Yeah, I was gonna say it seems like she's pretty close. Like 5570 is a lot of ammo.
So she needs about one more super? No? But the problem is when you get close isn't like close doesn't matter. Like, you need to get there, otherwise you're going back to refill after, like, the doors and, like, the first set. So, yeah. You're not really saving time unless you, like, make it all the way where you need to.
And it's really just left super for her at this point. Like, that's the only ammo check she's doing. I think... yeah, she has the power bombs that are at Spooky. So, we know that's
yeah, she really needs a super.
Ocean.
If that's a super, that's enough.
So yeah, and she's not doing.
She's
left.
Not checking left super. Like this, it doesn't.
You could get really charged behind Dragon, and
I
then
guess,
you wasted the time. I guess, kind of, maybe, sort of. I can invent. Look, if you make me, I will invent a scenario to make anything make some kind of sense. So don't try it. So don't make me try. But yeah, we should be having.
I mean, I think that
should be a quick grapple fight. That's what I was gonna say.
Mm-hmm. I still don't think Kipp's that far behind. Like I think he's behind, for sure, at this point. Oh, and he's doing it back to. I don't like this routing. I think.
I mean, it was in Red Tower, and Red Tower to get. I don't think this is any worse.
Maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. No, you might be right. I think that they're like. Similar.
Ooh, the goop was too late. So, I mean, we have. I mean, frankly, like I certainly have no idea how close this actually is, but we're saying it might be pretty close, and this is time you don't want to be.
I still think that Kipp or Sloaters is ahead by like a minute, but like this is a slow Torian for Sloaters. Like I said, I think that Sloaters loses 2 minutes in Torian to Kipp. Maybe like 2.5 if she misses baby skip.
Vanilla. Again, both seeds, by the way.
And even without like, I think that Spazer might have actually been worth picking up for specifically baby skip.
Is Sloaters a high jump only baby skipper? I don't know that about her for certain.
I mean, it's not that bad, honestly.
That I do know.
Like you just like do the first jump shorter and then it's free. It's the same like baby skip if you do that. Yeah, so
right. We'll left super.
It's a super. Wow. So that saves Sloaters about a minute. that's an enormous super.
Assuming, of course, that she knows the ammo requirements. And, like, actually, like...
Yeah,
also, you have to literally not miss.
No, you can... Like, this is enough to actually be somewhat comfy with it. Like, you can super... is it? It's not that comfy, actually. Yeah, never mind. It's not comfy. But it's doable, so...
Yeah, we'll see if she can... I mean, you've got time. This room traversal is not necessarily brainless, but it's not taking up a bunch of power. You could, if your math is on that level, you could be figuring that kind of stuff out right now.
So
like,
it's going to be 2 missiles and 3 supers per Zeb. Yes. That's 8 missiles and 12 supers. That's the equivalent of just under 15 supers, which leaves you with 55-60.
Which is enough.
Which is
quite a bit.
Yeah, that's pretty comfy.
It's even 15 supers minus 1 missile, right? My math there is correct. You added 3 supers to 12, but it's only 8 missiles, so yeah. Yeah, it's not terrible.
Yeah, you get 1 extra super. Like, I approximated it to 3. But...
yeah.
You definitely, I think, want to do the 2 missile, 3 super on each Zep instead of 3 supers. Because 3 supers waste 4 extra missiles, effectively, in ammo.
Yeah. I do expect Sloaters to know that kind of stuff, too, as well. Done a lot of rando in her time.
Yeah, we'll see. Like... I wouldn't be surprised if we see her, like, missile the first door and refill, too. I think that would be totally fine.
Yeah, especially, I mean, if you don't get baby skip, that's like the freest missile door ever.
Oh, nice 2 power bomb drops there from Sloaters. Totally needed those.
Totally needed those. About 25 power bombs that she's acquired. We finishing a 2-round here? No. When I was talking about how far away Kipp was and I said 5.5 minutes, I was undershooting by at least a whole minute.
Yeah. I wonder if Slaughter's doing all the ammo checks that she did. Also, Slaughter's has gotten 4 power bomb drops. That's kind of silly.
She needs to run low percent speed after this, clearly. Yeah, so typically you would use 12. She is 8 down. So 4 power bomb drops in Turian.
Yeah, at this point, I don't think you even go for baby skip, to be honest. Like, you need a refill anyway. Yeah. And it's horrible without any other beams. Like, with any other beam, it makes it significantly better.
Even ice?
Like, you can do, even ice, yes. Ice makes your beam a little wider, and it makes it easier to, like, hit 2 at a time. Okay. You could do the power bomb method, but I don't like that method, so I pretend it doesn't exist.
It's for gamers only. I see very, very few people doing that. It looks really sick, though, when it happens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Kipp still has the Dragon to kill, I think, so...
Yeah, he has it on Brick Ship.
Yeah, this should be plenty of time for Slaughters. Even if she had to, refill after Zeb's here, this would be enough, like, time for her.
Yeah. What a wild series this has been thus far, and if things hold as we expect, it's not over.
Yep. This isn't totally free for Slaughters, but shouldn't be any issues with this.
I don't think Slaughters saves. Yeah, no.
Mm-hmm. And even if you saved, I'm not... Okay, so doing the supers first instead of the missiles. I normally see people do 2 missiles, then 3 supers. I think here you just...
Ooh, did she get sniped? Or...
No, she's fine. Oh, but she used an extra... Okay, we'll see at the end. Okay, so yeah, she's got plenty of ammo. She's got 3 supers and 2 missiles anyway.
Yeah, 11 extra missiles. It was more comfy than we thought.
No, this is about what... And she, like, missed some of her missiles, too. But she missiled the first door, so this is about where it should have been.
Well, yeah, the missile the first door was pretty big. So yeah, this is...
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, yep.
Both of our runners with the weird goop property where the lake goops, just Dragon doesn't care about them.
Mm-hmm. And doesn't even grapple kills.
Yeah. That looks like a dead mother brain already over there. One last catch up.
And that's it. So
for the road. We
should be having a game 3 now. I think that this will end up being about a 4-minute victory. No, not 4. Probably like a 2.5-minute victory for Slaughters. 3. Somewhere in that ballpark. Probably 3.
Well, I'm not going to look at the race time and tell you. We're just going to figure it out
a little more.
Finished.
It's probably a little more, now that I'm thinking about it, because there's still this Forgotten Highway.
Yeah.
I think it's closer to 4.
Also depends on the baby skip, too. Yeah.
Yeah, that does. But Kipp has a really nice story, and from the time that Kipp gets to Torian, it should be like 6.5 minutes or less to do it.
He's got some pretty good movement here, though. Maybe almost. Well, you don't have vanilla strats for that, more than likely, unless you run Mappo. Kipp doesn't run Mappo. So yeah, this has been. Yeah, it's been a while actually since these two have had a Game 3 series. Season 2 League, they definitely had one. That's the last time I think Sloaters won a single game against Kipp. It's been a while actually, so she's gonna feel real good about this. But
yeah, so this looks like it'll be actually 4.5 minutes or so. Difference 4 to 4.5, I'd say, at this point.
Yeah, these we stated it earlier in this tournament, but losers is not where you want to be right now. There's a million sharks, blood-infested water. Everyone's out there to kill. These two are part of the reasons for that, frankly. But yeah, staying in winners is where you want to be. So someone.
Yeah, I mean, I think that there. I've said it before. I think there are like at least 20 very, very solid runners in this tournament that like are very scary to play against, no matter who you are. And that just makes it like impossible to dodge anyone. Like, you're going to be playing against people who are really good. It's just going to happen. Like, early in the tournament, it's going to happen. Like, in the losers bracket, it's going to happen. Like, there's just no avoiding them. So,
yeah. No slouches left thus far for sure. And yeah, this one is not gonna. It's not gonna be decided today, unless they decide to surprise us. There was the tournament last year where Kipp and Derp split the first two, and Game 3 wasn't scheduled, and they pop in the interview and are like, "Hey, let's just race." So like, I don't know, that maybe that'll happen, but I don't think so. It's a school night for Kipp. He's got work in the morning. You personally offended one person in chat. Said,
oh, Kipp missed the baby skip. It's unfortunate. Not that it'll matter in this race, but
I didn't quite remember the entirety of the scenario there, Derp. But yeah, that was unfortunate. But yeah, 2 rooms between Sloaters and victory. I'm now finally going to peek into the race time and figure out what our difference was here. I think you were right if Kipp got baby skip.
Yeah. I mean, I was wrong at first, but then like I kept adjusting it until I was pretty close to right, so.
Yeah, so Sloaters is our winner. First place was an official race time, 1 hour, 3 minutes, and 49 seconds.
Yep, GG to Slaughters.
I'm gonna go ahead and mark them both done. I'm sure they both have quite a few words for us here in this series of wild and wacky races. So yeah, GG's to them both. Hopefully they'll get in here pretty soon, and we've got a lot to talk about. That's for certain.
Yeah, for sure. I wasn't in race 1, so you'll have to ask all the questions about that one.
For sure.
And we are joined by Kipp. GG, Kipp.
Hey guys, what's up? GG.
So,
this was
interesting.
One of the craziest 2 games sets I've ever seen, and the series still isn't over. So like, I don't know what we're gonna do at the end of this one, but yeah, we can start with let's start with this one just because it's fresher on your mind. We saw a little bit of contemplating at the beginning with the crazy logic chain that somehow wasn't like a slow thing, or like this was just random speed run. So yeah, what are you thinking about that?
Well, let me start by saying that these were actually 2 really fun seeds, like really complicated. None of my practice seeds have looked quite like either one of these, so to get 2 like this kind of back-to-back is, I think, kind of unique. Before we break down sort of the analysis, I actually would like some help. So I'm still not even sure I understand what exactly was the logical chain at the beginning of this one.
Okay.
And what I'm more concerned with is once somebody tells me what it is, can someone actually show me where we get the information? Because I'm actually on the various site right now, and I can't find anything in the ballpark of what this is. So explain to me what we were supposed to do.
So basically, you're supposed to find your 10th power bomb somewhere, wherever that is. At that point, like, you've checked all the portals. All of the portals are like bad except for the West Meridia portals. High jump plus spring ball alone, like just that, puts Mama Turtle in logic.
Okay, so let me start there. Has that always been the case?
Yes.
Just high jump and spring ball alone is supposed to get you to that item?
I think since Rando League Season 2, that's when that became logic.
Okay, well, that's the way I ended up doing it, but I actually thought that you had to have an extra item there. I didn't think those 2 alone would actually get you the item. I thought that anytime you spring ball jump to Mama Turtle, it was considered out of logic.
Nope, because you can do it just straight off of Mama Turtle. Like, you can just spring ball jump off of, like, the top of Mama Turtle.
Oh, with high jump boots?
Yep, you can.
Oh, okay, neat. I actually never knew that.
Yep, so that's the logical chain, and then it gives you grapple, obviously, to get to the portal.
Okay, so my backup question is like, theoretically, if I hadn't died, and I probably would have died in a future room anyway, but theoretically, if I could have made it to the back of East Meridia, then that would have fed me straight into Red Tower,
yes,
which I was actually thinking, I was like, is that actually the logical way I was supposed to do this? But then Sloaters was telling me that gravityless East Meridia, you're never supposed to go through it. Is that right?
Through the back.
Any room with sandfalls definitely is a no-no.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, and like if you hadn't died there, getting up left sandpit, like going that way through left sandpit, if you ever have to do that, go up right sandpit instead.
Okay, so
like you wanted to do left sandpit for the item, obviously, but like getting like a sandfall there.
So the more important question to me is, where do I get that information? And like, I'm actually asking for real. Like, where do I find it, like, clearly written out that is supposed to be something that you're supposed to do?
To be honest, I don't know, because like generally what this is all like information I've accumulated over years, basically. Like from talking to people like Idle Child, who will like look through the code to figure out what's in logic, and we'll share that. Like, otherwise, like, I haven't been able to like use the Varia site
Okay,
Like,
so say what you will about Dash, whether you like some of the modes or not. At least our information is actually crystal clear, because that's actually something that we've talked about, like wanting to make sure that everybody can have access to, and like even our new page makes it even more easy to like actually like read all of the things and like get the highlights on it. So that'll be something that when I talk to the devs again, that I make sure for sure that it's like super easy to see all that, because that is not a reason why I didn't perform well. I think I actually, now that you mention it, like remember that. But at the same time, it's like we ought to be able to see that pretty easily without having to like crack the code. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I will say a couple things. One, I'm looking on the very site right now. I've been able to find some things sometimes.
Yeah, there are some
things.
There are definitely things that you can find.
I've been able to navigate it better than I'm navigating it right now, is what I'm trying to tell you. Also, so every season since 2 in the league, part of the spreadsheet has been logic help. Unfortunately, most of that logic help is based on vanilla map logic. So stuff like, accessing the redfish door with grapple suitless was never a thing that we cared about. So that kind of stuff isn't available
exactly.
here.
Areas
like item location, stuff like that. That all. So like high jump spring for Mama Turtle, for example, that's a thing that would have been available there. But area
and like
specific stuff. For like, because like Hell Run logic, again, it's all based on vanilla map where you're coming from one exact place, not from the doors.
You know what's super hilarious is if you think about it, like getting the high jump boot that early and then having what I thought for a little while, the only accessible portal I thought was going to be the back of Rex ship because of the high jump boots. This is like one of the worst gotcha seeds in terms of map that I've seen. Although again though, I actually had fun. Like this was a really cool seed. The only thing I don't prefer about the way we did the 2 matches tonight is it feels like we haven't even had a real race yet. We're like, no, I'm serious. Like we're 3 hours in and I feel like we've basically just been like running around and it's like, who doesn't do something crazy? You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it was like, this one was also really interesting because floaters actually went and skipped the Bubble Mountain items and went to Kraid, like went down to the bottom right and went to Kraid as the first portal and got that gravity, but ended up skipping speed and ice because of that. So Sloaters ended up doing a suitless CF clip so that she could do East awesome. Meridia before Wreck Ship because it routes better, rather than going into Wreck Ship and killing Dragon and then going around to do that.
That's hilarious. I kind of just got to the point. You know, it's funny. I could have actually still potentially have made this closer. Well, the flip side though is I still got ice, which sped some stuff up from Croc. But I reached a point where I was basically just like, okay, either Sloaters had as much trouble as I did, or Sloaters is probably way ahead. So I'm just gonna like clear everything until I find like what I need.
I was really curious if you're going to skip the rest of Croc after Ice, because Ice does put you into technical go mode.
I considered it, but then I kind of already made a decision before I got there. I was like, nah, I'm just gonna clear everything and just kind of hope for the best. Because honestly, it feels like, given how the start of mine played, it kind of felt like it was unlikely for it to be close, one way or the other. Like either Sloaters had a whole lot of trouble or not.
Close when you two got to the like, because like I think that you both did like the reasonable play of checking everything before Mama Turtle. Like Sloaters actually like did the back of Wreck Ship before doing Gauntlet too. So like.
The funny thing is I considered checking Mama Turtle like a lot earlier, but even if I'd have done it and I'd have found grapple, I probably would have reset because I probably would have forgot that was logical, and I probably would have gone to Wreck Ship again.
I mean, it wouldn't have been logical without the spring ball. So. Oh, you're talking about like after getting spring ball from.
What I'm saying is I forgot that spring ball and high jump alone made that a logical check.
I thought you were saying before you got spring ball.
So I would have found grapple and thought, oh, that doesn't actually get me anywhere, and then I would have reset and gone back and checked Wreck Ship anyway. So it still technically could have been worse.
I think you were slightly ahead of Sloaters. You would have been like 30 seconds ahead of Sloaters if you hadn't have done the East Meridia stuff. But with that stuff, I think you ended up like a minute and a half behind or something.
The hilarious thing to me is I actually thought, I was like, at the beginning of game 2, I was like, no matter what happens in seed number 2, no matter who wins, we're probably going to spend the majority of the interview talking about game 1. And at this point, I don't even remember hardly anything about it, but it was pretty crazy too, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So the biggest thing, so I don't know. It looks like I know in race time, chat number 1, you all didn't say anything. The big thing in race 1 was that Sloaters did early X-ray and died and lost like 9 minutes. What ended up happening? Probably it caused her to do so. Like once you were in the early part and then you find Green Brain, you have Varia, you get to like the end and there's a wreck ship and a lower warfare play. And like you do wreck ship first because you can't kill Dragon, find Dragon, and then you're through lower warfare. And you got completely unlucky and in a very bad spot because the front of lower warfare was East Meridia.
Right.
And that cost you probably like 8 minutes or something like that. Crazy. Because literally any other portal you're fine. So when Sloaters dies, eventually gets to that spot, I don't know, maybe 5-ish minutes behind you, doesn't do either of them and goes to Croc.
Wow. Now that you mention it, now I do remember a lot of resetting in game 1.
Yeah. So like again, I think like the 9-minute time loss because of the death probably caused that. Like, I think you would agree, and most of us agree, like what you did in that part, like juncture of the seed, was like what most people would do with the like wreck ship, low and warfare stuff. So like she goes to Croc, finds speed booster, still doesn't go back to any of that stuff, finds upper warfare because like finding upper warfare in that seed was impossible. It was weird, and then ended up so like she had all the upper warfare stuff like vanilla, high jump, and ice and stuff. And what ended up happening was like she was in a position where if she like knew that she was gonna get space jump at Dragon, probably she would have actually won that one because like the way that it routed at the end game for her was so good, and like the dumb like East Meridia portal or whatever cost you so much time. But like she never even used the speed booster to go to like Waterway and get gravity. So you both finished that with only Varia. And like she even underwater wall jumped to like do a better East Meridia path. It was nuts.
So I think we should petition the organizers here. Considering that both of these were like awful, why don't we just call it square and let's just play a new best of 3 like this weekend or something? Like we'll just scratch both of these. We'll just do another best of 3 so we can actually get like real races. If we have another like wild troll seed for game 3, it's gonna be so funny.
Yeah.
Being taken under consideration, apparently.
Oh, it's done being taken under consideration.
Well, I tell you what, since I got Mega Man 2's attention, hey man, since I'm not an organizer and now I get to act like a jackass like everybody else does in a lot of these tournaments, why don't you speed up this losers bracket, please? We're already like way far behind. Come on, let's go.
Losers is it's
hey y'all, all you losers out there, let's go. Hurry up, y'all.
I will say though, I think that like even though these 2 races are like you said, nothing that you've ever seen before, I think that's kind of the appeal of this mode because there are so many different like possibilities that come up. Like even as I'm like doing more seeds, like I also see like things that I've never seen before in plenty of different seeds. And it's just like I think that's really cool. I think that trying to figure out what the best play in those kinds of situations is really interesting. And can lead to some really good races. And I think that like I actually think the bad seeds are the ones that are generally the best ones for like the top runners normally. Like they tend, like the truly bad seeds where they're like there's no good way to get like the suit or whatever to break the logic, because then it really like rewards people who are able to like do a bunch of stuff or able to like know how to route efficiently, basically routing in all the items very efficiently. So
yeah, I kind of feel like these 2, it's hard to sort of explain. I feel like these 2 seeds didn't really like put you in a situation to make overly interesting choices. Like if you actually look at the way the items and the portals were laid out in both of these, and then like at which juncture you had to make choices, a lot of times you had to coin flip between 2 bad choices. So yeah, these 2 seeds were kind of like like they were really interesting in terms of being different. They were less interesting in terms of like you just didn't really have that many options, like between doing one thing that would be like actually fast versus like in other words, if someone had coin flipped correctly twice in a row, they would have been 15 minutes faster than the other person, or maybe not that much, but they would have been a lot faster.
And I actually think that Bubble Mountain giving speed and like kind of ice actually kind of made the coin flip less like if there was just nothing at Bubble Mountain. Like, that's one of the things that I think is, like, one of the things in the sea where you can, like, decide to go into Bubble Mountain or to search for Kraid first. Like, if there's just Kraid to grab it, like, gravity at Kraid, and there's nothing in Bubble Mountain, it kind of makes it like, well, you just win if you do Kraid. But because there was, like, kind of speed and ice, and, like, that likely means that you have to, like, refill after Zebs, it kind of makes the Bubble Mountain kind of worth it, to an extent. Like, maybe not like the full time back, like it doesn't give you the full refund, but it gives you a partial refund, kind of. So
yeah, the only other thing that I want to do here is like, so in the grand scheme of things, it's still a pretty tiny sample size. Like you would have to have like hundreds of thousands of seeds to like really see like trends or whatever, like for real trends. But like what I find really fascinating is we've selected this one seed speed, which is supposed to be like the most sort of random one or whatever. But the map layouts of more seeds than I would have expected up to this point in the tournament. I've seen more truly brutal, wild, like map layouts at a higher clip than I would have expected if things are actually random. Well, let me finish because the thing about that is it might be the small sample size, but at the same time, it's like to understand Frankenstein's monster, you have to understand Frankenstein himself, right? Dr. Frankenstein. Like, I'm wondering if there's something behind the scenes with how the map is put together in these that's still like producing like makes it more likely for certain trends to happen, but I don't know that because I can't see how it does it.
What this is kind of like just conjecture, like what I kind of think, but I think the reason for that partly is that in these seeds, because like you're never gonna roll like, let's say, a fast. So if you were to roll a fast and get like a terrible map layout, because the way it works, I think, is that it lays out the map first, and then it gets the items. I think that's how the filling algorithm works. So if you were to get a fast seed, I think that like kind of forces the game to give you the items to make the terrible map less bad sometimes. Where in this, if you get a terrible map but it's completable, it's just gonna like roll with it. It's gonna say, okay, like it's doable. Like, because it's not checking anything. It's just saying like, can you do this? If it comes up yes, then it'll like do it. So yeah, that's kind of my thought on it. On the
I'm really curious because we just implemented area and dash, and like the way we do ours is essentially kind of like what you described, where it's kind of like a verified fill where it basically just does everything completely random. It doesn't weight anything, and then it checks to see if it can be completed, and if it can, it'll just roll with it, right? But I guess what I'm getting at is like if dash ends up producing a higher likelihood of seeds like this than I would have anticipated, then basically my background thought process for how it might put together is clearly flawed. But if it's not, then that means like there's some kind of weighted thing happening somewhere. I don't understand where it is.
I also actually, from like, I've played a lot of these seeds now, like a ton of them. I don't feel like the map is like necessarily that bad normally. Like in general, like the vast majority of seeds that I play, the map is totally fine. Like this is like a really rare exception. Like I haven't seen this specific, like I've seen weird stuff before, for sure. I haven't seen anything like this before on one of these seeds. So I think that there's also just kind of some level of there are some anomalies maybe early in the sample size that make it look worse than it is.
Yeah, probably so. I think part of it is me going off of the sheet too. Like if you look at all the finish times, like frankly, like I would say the average finish time that we have in a lot of these seeds is like a lot slower than probably would be on average. Like there haven't been a ton of sub hours, or like there's been less sub hours than I would have thought. And then there's been a lot of them that have been like kind of going deep into the hour mark and stuff. And then even some of the fast ones have not been as fast as some that I've seen in the past. So yeah, I'll keep an eye out for it. But either way, it was a lot of fun, facing Sloaters. She and I think, man, I think we've raced in like either a semifinal or a final, like I think at least twice. And I know that our teams have played each other in League Season 3. So, this was a race I've been looking forward to all week. And now we get a few more days to kind of build the hype for Game 3. So it'll be fun.
Do you have a time in mind for that Game 3?
We'll have to ask her because I think she said when we initially talked, I think she said maybe she would have some time like Sunday or Monday. So I'll, chat with her at some point this weekend and we'll get something figured out.
Yeah, and you're in winner's bracket. You've already advanced past the stage where you need to worry too much about like being timely on your matches because you're waiting on 2 losers matches once you lose. So
hey, hold on now, Zeb. In the official rules, which I did not write, but in the official rules, it says that players in the I actually checked it the other day on purpose. Players in the losers bracket are expected to go faster than like a week at a time or whatever, because it's supposed to catch back up with the winners bracket. But what I'm concerned about happening, unfortunately, which is how double elimination works. It's okay though. I mean, we're all having fun, but I have a feeling that whoever ends up progressing like to particularly like the last 2 people left in the winners bracket, they're probably going to be waiting a while.
I agree. I think that'll happen. I like laid it out. If the losers bracket moves at the pace of 1 match a week, we get done in time though. So, and that's like more what I care about. Like I'm fine with like, obviously it's going to be me, so I'm fine with waiting once I win the winners.
You're already
bracket, so.
Whatever happens, you're already waiting a while.
Zeb must be Zeb must be really, really hoping that Sloaters takes me down if he's making that kind of plan.
I'm not sure. I think I might have a good shot against you. So
Zeb, I have dominated you. Our heads up record against each other is like absurd.
Yeah, but we don't race this mode very often. We've like done 1 race of this mode ever.
That's
and this
true.
is my mode. Oh,
isn't it? Then you face off 2 years ago.
I'm sorry, Zeb. You said this is your mode.
Yeah, this is my mode.
Even though you didn't make the finals of the last tournament we had with this mode, and then the last time you raced it in the finals, you lost it to me.
Yeah, those were years ago though. So
one of them was last year, was it not?
Zeb and I raced this mode in Game 3 of the SG Live, but then SG Live 2021 was this mode like all throughout the whole thing.
It was,
and I think Zeb and I faced in the semis.
I understood area as much as I do now. To be fair,
before anyone did.
Yeah.
In fairness.
Before anybody did, man. You guys really think that I just got lucky in the past? I guess.
No, I think if you look back at those 2021 races as well, and even if you looked at yourself, you would be like, I wouldn't do like half of those decisions now.
D-Web, there's never been a decision in a randomizer I've ever regretted. What are you talking about? I'm straight money every decision. Let me tell you.
At the time, at the time, I believe you what you're saying. I think I think if you looked back at that, you would look at yourself and you'd be like, "What the heck was I doing?"
Probably so, but at least it was what the heck was I doing was still not as bad as what the heck was what other people were doing.
That is true.
If you look back at some of these old races, there's some really bad play happening.
I agree. Like it takes a long time to understand the area. Like I still think that like even where I'm at now, I'm not sure it's like my ending point on it, and I've done like near 1,000 of these seeds. I feel like so it's like there's a lot to learn with these. So
oh yeah, for sure. And I mean the area on top of the boss randomization, I think. I like it. It's really fun, but it also puts people in some really weird spots.
It does.
There's some pretty big coin flip swings that can happen.
I think that you can generally play in a way to avoid being super screwed by them. There are situations where it's really bad, and that does suck. But I think that generally there's like really good ways. Like a lot of times when people get screwed by that, it's because, well, you made this huge gamble, and like it just didn't work out. Like because you like tried to do this and it just like, yeah, I don't know. Like I think that like situations actually are pretty rare in this. I will say that like it does suck when there's a boss available and the item is right behind the boss that you need. That sucks. Like,
yeah, those seeds are pretty tough.
But in general, I think that like not spending a long time to get to a boss that you can't kill is like a good idea generally. Like,
yeah,
if you can
sure.
avoid it.
Well,
and like you can normally avoid it, so.
We've been talking a lot of trash, and obviously, I think we're both, just having a good time here. One thing I will say is that, first of all, everybody who wins these matches, I said this when I beat Audra last week. It was like sometimes you got to be on the right side of a little bit of good fortune to like repeatedly get past a lot of these matchups, just because of how good everybody is. But in particular, in a loser's bracket scenario, like the simple reality is you are drastically more likely to like make it deep in the tournament if you just keep staying in the winner's bracket. Like,
for sure.
You know what I mean? Like, whoever loses between Sloaters and I on game 3, it's not like it would be impossible for either one of us to continue and make it, but it's just like you have like 2 extra matches you're gonna have to play, and then those 2 people are gonna be really, really good. So yeah, one way or another, whoever, let's put it this way, whoever ends up winning this entire tournament is obviously going to be a really good player, but they're also going to probably have to have a few things break their way too.
I mean, yeah, that's rando. Like, I think that, I guess comparing rando to like some other games that are similar, I feel like they're like, for example, like, I don't know, like the game that I was most into before this was Magic the Gathering, and the top players in that game have like a 70% win rate.
Right.
So it's like you can't tell over one match like someone's like win percentage because they can just lose. Like it happens all the time. Like over the course of like many tournaments is kind of what you would have to like look at. I feel similarly about Super Metroid Randomizer. I think that Super Metroid Randomizer, the top players win more often than that. But like I think that it still has that element of it where like one match doesn't necessarily mean like, oh, this player's better than the other player because
you know what, Zeb, I want to thank you because everybody out there in chat, y'all just heard Zeb say that it should take multiple tournaments of winning a bunch of matches and a bunch of championships to determine who's the best. So I appreciate you making the argument that I'm the best player.
I mean, I think that like over the course of
Thank
years, I would pretty much agree with that. I think that you and Audra have clearly had the most success.
I look at it more in terms of like, this is funny. I didn't think I would ever bring this up, but let's do it with chat real quick. I feel like there's different ages, like almost like empires, like the age of whatever. I feel like the early age of Rando was kind of like the person that sticks out to me the most was probably like Ponk and Galamaz, like really, really early. And then like the second age probably ended sometime around like, I don't even know, maybe like League Season 2, like maybe League Season 1 and maybe some of the SM Rat stuff was kind of like the second thing. And so like you would be one of the people that like had a big performance in that. And then obviously Audra. And then like the third age might be like Season 2 or just after, up to about maybe just past our multi-category tournament from last year. And I've won the majority of tournaments for there. But now I feel like this is sort of like the beginning of a completely new age because we've got several different players that, frankly, sorry, just check the records, were not some of the top players in the past, but are now currently like very easily competitive to win championships.
I mean, I've talked about like this tournament. I think this tournament is by far the most competitive tournament we've ever had in Super Metroid Rando.
For sure.
I think that like there are 20 runners that I'd be scared to play against in this tournament, and that's like crazy. Like you just can't like avoid good runners in this tournament. It's just not possible. Like, you're going to run into someone in the second round who you're scared of. Like, you're going to run into someone in the first time that you lose that you're scared of. Like, it's just like so many very high level runners in this tournament.
Well, think about how I felt, man. I win one good race against Beefy, and then I'm rewarded with having to go against the person who's beat my tail a million times. So this tournament's tough.
Sloaters.
Do what?
I said, and then your reward for winning that was Sloaters.
Right, and then my reward is Sloaters. And then whoever wins between the two of us is going to get rewarded with Nebdy or Derp. So yeah, it's brutal. It's a brutal bracket.
Yeah,
so
I think
anyway.
I might have said this. I don't know if I commented. Yeah, I did comment to your first video. I think you and Beefy had the worst seeds in the bracket, and I don't really think that's arguable.
Because of your first round matchup. I would agree. I think that like everyone had like tough second round matchups. I think you had tough first round bracket, and then I think that the other people that had the roughest were actually Smellin and Bress, because Smellin and Bress are both really good. So that's
it's really, honestly, it's kind of hard to find a seed that you would feel like I was looking through it, and I can't really find one where I'm like, I really prefer that. You know what I mean? Like,
I think it's Zeb's seed personally, but you also very much could have lost to Fringo.
Well, I'll go on record and say this. Y'all know that I've mentioned that I'm rooting for, my teammates, obviously Derp and Zos from Rando League, but I'm also kind of upset because the other person I was rooting for is Aussie. Like, I was really happy that Aussie joined the tournament. I'm really upset that Aussie had to face Derp and then immediately has to face Zos, so somebody's got to be out of the tournament. But other than them, if Sloaters beats me, well, I'm rooting for Sloaters anyway, but I've noticed that Sloaters and I have had some really good matches in the past, but apparently, according to the predictions, not many people have a lot of faith in either one of us to go very deep in this tournament. So if Sloaters beats me, I'll be rooting, for her to do well.
Hey, you even said it. You even said it. It's a new age of Rando, old man. Get out of here.
It's a new age of Rando. It's the same age of poor predictions. How about that?
Hey,
I'm just getting out there, guys. I love you. I love you guys. I'm just playing around.
It sucks sense though. It's been quiet out here for your boy.
Listen, I like it when people don't pick me to win because then it motivates me.
That was definitely my strat this time. Because look, I believed in you in Rando League and it cost us both.
Yeah, well, listen, just to wrap this up, I have to take ownership of our team losing in Rando League Season 4 because you know what else I'm irritated about? I am still undefeated in my mode in Rando League Season 4. I just didn't get another chance to race anybody.
Chose a boss.
Yeah. So I'm a little upset about that, but it's my fault. I was the leader of the team. I'm the person that we trotted out against what we thought was going to be the toughest race of the playoff, and then I, frankly, had a not so great performance and lost. So, I don't think you can blame Derp or Zost. I think you got to put that one on me. So, sometimes you come up big, sometimes you don't.
Yep. So yeah, I think that is all. That was a really long interview, so I think that will be all from us. Thanks again.
We can keep talking for 20 minutes and
we could just keep going. I could go forever.
I was gonna say we could just sit here and keep chatting all night. Plus, I mean, everybody's still paying attention, so this is probably the most chat I've seen in an interview in my entire life.
Yeah, I think that we should probably wrap it up here. Thanks again, Kipp and Sloaters, who couldn't make the interview, unfortunately, for putting on a great performance for us. Thanks to D-Web for commenting with me today. I believe the tracker was Lexosaurus Rex.
Yeah, thank you, Lex. Appreciate that a lot.
So thanks to her a lot, too. I've been Zeb316, and we will see you next mission.
There is a race in about 50 minutes on Speedgaming Main. So yeah, hopefully we'll see you over there.